everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to explain the solution, how to solve this problem, and at the end I'm also going to briefly go through the steps we should follow in the real interview. So before we start the real content for today, I would really appreciate that if you can help subscribe this channel because it can help me to grow. Thanks a lot. So let's read through this problem. Given an array of non-negative integers nums, and you are initially positioned at the first index of the array, so each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at that position. Your goal is to reach the last index in the minimum number of the jumps, and you can assume that you can always reach the last index. So having said that, let's see the constraints. So the constraint said that the input array is never going to be empty, so the length of the input array is between 1 to 30k, and each number is between 0 to 100k. So I think the edge case I can think about is, what if there is only one number within the input array and the number is 0? So for that one, I think we just need to return 0. But actually, for anything, like any array with length as 0 or 1, we just need to return 0 because the end index is where the initial position is. So the general approach is like a greedy approach, and it's also very similar to BFS. So essentially, for a current position, we try to extend as far as we can, and we collect the next set of the positions we could reach out from the current position. And as long as we have the next set, so that next set of the positions are the positions we could reach with like this many steps. So let me use some example to explain this. So for example, when we start at index 0, and the step is like we could jump like 2 steps, which means from here we could reach as far as index 2. So for this one, for the initial position, we just need 0 jumps to reach this position, and for the next 2 position, we just need to have 1 jump to reach the next 2 positions. And for the next 2 position, we could reach the next positions within this array. So let's say, so for this one, and we can reach as far as to 1 plus 3, which is from anywhere from here to here. So we could start from this position to reach any of the position within here. So the furthest we could go is the last position. So what it means is, for this position we need we just need 1 jump, and for those 2 positions we need 2 jumps. We need 1 jump, and for the rest of the positions we need 3 jumps. So that's so in that case, we use some greedy approach, and we use some local variable to record down how many steps we could use, the minimum steps or the minimum jumps we could use to reach that position. So let's go through this piece of code, and I'll explain how it works. So initially we have the edge case checking, and this steps is how many jumps, what the minimum number of the jumps we need to reach the position. And the farthest is what is the farthest position we could reach currently, and the position is the current position we are currently at. So where the position is smaller than the length of the nums array, so we are firstly we are going to have a local variable which is the new farthest position. So the new farthest position is between this position and the farthest position. What is the new farthest position we could reach using starting from any place between the current position and the farthest position? So this is a while loop. So we are going from the current position to the furthest position. So, and at the same time, we are computing the new furthest position, which is the farthest we could reach from anywhere between the position and the furthest position. And then we are going to plus the position, because this is a while loop every time. So after this while loop, it means we have already iterated through all of the positions within a certain range that could be reached using like this many steps. So for example, let's say we start from we use this example. Let's say we start from here, and for this position, we could reach to here, which means the new farthest position is with index 2. So then we start the position from 1, and the furthest position is here. So we are going to visit everything within this range to update the new furthest position. So that's one example for this. And after this follow, we need to plus the steps, because essentially we need a new step or a new jump to reach the next set of the positions. So, and also we are going to update the farthest position because we have already computed here in this while loop. And if the farthest position is out of the range of the nums array, or it is the last index of the nums array, then we are just going to break it, and we just need to return the steps finally, which is the minimum steps we could use to reach out to the last index. So the runtime is going to be all of n so the runtime is going to be all of n is the length of the input array, and the space wise is going to be constant. So the next thing I want to talk about is the general steps we should follow in a real interview. So for a real interview, usually you need to start to understand the question and think about some edge cases, and try not to jump into the coding part too quickly. And the next part is you will need to think about the ideas, talk with your interviewer, do some runtime space analysis to understand the efficiency of the approach. So get an agreement with the interviewer about the approach you're going to use to implement in the next step. And then after you get an agreement, you will need to do some coding work. For coding, you need to think about the correctness, the readability, and also don't be too slow. So don't be too slow means you can turn your idea quickly into code, and also readability means you can write some maintainable code. And also for correctness, it means you need to write some code that is bug free. So that's the underlying logic about the coding part. And the last one is about testing. So usually you need to do some testing after you're done with coding. So some people forget to do that, which is not a good thing. So please make sure that you do some testing after you're done with coding. So that's it for this video. So if you have any question, feel free to leave some comments below. If you like this video, please help subscribe this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.